All right, guys, we are rolling.
What up? Welcome, everybody, to In the Guard. We're here coming back off the heels. What is it? UFC Fight Night. I don't know. Blachowicz versus Rakic. The numbers are, I think it's 54, right? 54. Kind of a card that's going to go by the wayside. Had some moments, had some fun parts to it. Kind of sucks the way it ended because you had two light heavyweight contenders in Alexander Rakic and Jan Blachowicz. You know, in a competitive back and forth scrap, was looking good. Was more entertained than I thought the fight was going to be for the first 3 rounds. I thought it was going to be a real fucking snooze fest. And then Ratchet's knee just gives out on him.
Yeah, kind of the story of the night there. And then also Ryan Spann sneaking up a guillotine against Kudalaba.
Yeah, man, the fucking Superman showed up and Ryan Spann didn't, right? Like, Ryan Spann is the most frustrating fucking fighter in the UFC. Oh, Kudalaba can go in that girl too, but
yeah.
Kudalaba is fucking reckless, right? We've seen him totally dominate people. He's a physically fucking monster, but we've also seen him fuck around and get knocked out playing around.
He laid a turd last
and now we see him fuck around and get. He just is a kill or be killed fighter. Last night he got killed, and Ryan Spann is a guy that when he is on, he can win a lightweight heavyweight championship. When he's in his zone, he has knockout power. He can sub you. He's big for the division. He's strong, but it's the head game with him.
I mean, even all that overshadowed by the GOAT, David Grant. Gets
Yeah.
it done.
David
Grant, my favorite fighter.
fucking does not pace his punches. That motherfucker just throws those, and it's at the point now that like it's not a joke anymore. Like this motherfucker is legit. Like
Yeah.
his
Sleep
last
on
5
Davey
fights,
some more.
the motherfucker's got $50K for his last 5
Yeah.
fights. Like he's getting fight of the night bonuses, knockout bonuses, and he has not been in a boring fight since he signed up since I've seen him on Fight Island.
Yeah,
Right,
Davey's the man.
Davey the Grant. It's time to give Davey Grant a fucking a ranked opponent. Give him a ranked opponent for sure. He was with
Title shot.
Look,
yes.
this guy went toe to toe with Cheeto Vera, and
Yeah.
it was questionable who won the fight. Like Cheeto came on late, like he does.
And he's got a win over Cheeto already.
Yeah, like that was like, and Adrian Yannis, another tight, close fight with 2 top guys in that bantamweight division.
Yeah.
Give him a ranked opponent.
Sugar.
Sugar's already got his fight.
Yeah, Sugar wins, he earns a shot at Davey.
Wait, who? Can we look at that bantamweight division real quick? There's got to be someone on that edge that he can get a fight with and get him he needs another number next to his name.
Top 15.
Yeah, we need to give Davey Grant a fucking number next to his name. Bantamweight.
Jack Shore.
You don't give him Jack Shore. Marlon Moraes. Give him.
He retired.
Is he retired? He's on the list.
Give him
Frankie Edward.
Give
He
Frankie
retired.
Edgar.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Give Davey Grant Frankie Edgar. If Edgar gets a win against him, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But you could put Davey Grant on a fucking pay-per-view card with Frankie Edgar to sell that name, and Davey Grant can knock his ass the fuck out, and you get another star. You'll have a star. Just by the way he fucking throws.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about last night through text during the fight. I was like, Davey Grant's kind of like synonymous within the guard. From the time we watched him on Fight Island, he was a joke, and then he just kept showing up over. And I was like, wait, this guy is legit knocking people the fuck out. This ain't no joke. He's legit.
Yeah.
He's legit.
Love Davey.
Another kind of the controversy of the night, right, was Hebas and Chukagian fight going down. A lot of people pissed on how the split decision went down. I thought
Chukagian won.
I think so too. If we talk about damage, one thing I will say about Hebas, she's fucking firefly. She does not slow down. She does not stop. The end, she's sitting there screaming, throwing those punches. If you look directly at the numbers say Hebas won the fight. But if this is one of those, if you watch the fight, anytime they got in the feet, fucking Chukagian was hitting the shit out of her.
She was
her power,
fucking her up on the feet.
power was a big difference. That right hand was landing all day, every day. I mean, shout out to Hebas, who she was toe to toe with Chukagian, who
She was a weight class up,
who
too,
beats
so.
everybody at flyweight, right? Beats everybody. Only lost to Valentina. Probably can get another shot at. She called out my girl Manon. That'd be a fun one. But Hebas went up a weight class and she held on. She was right there, one of the best flyweights in the world. So she did a lot better than I thought she was going to do. And then the Contender Series fade, right? Contender Series guys.
Well,
not
we
looking
had
too good.
one show up, Torres, and one not so much, Hadley.
Right, and what was the other? Another one was Maximov,
Maximov and
Candelario.
Petrovsky. Yeah.
We had a lot of Contender Series go down last night.
Yep.
But Petrovsky was so tough. Beat Contender Series to start the fight. Man, what do you think the Diaz brothers thought about his guy getting subbed in an Anaconda in like a minute? You're not one of us anymore. I honestly think Maximov should try to cut to 170.
That or he underestimated.
But he
Petrovsky.
looks small next to Petrovsky, man.
Yeah, he was
but
a lot smaller.
I mean, I know he can fight big guys. We saw him beat that heavyweight on the Contender
but not
Series.
at this level.
This level, though, man. I mean,
Trotsky's a dog. He was like the favorite to win the Ultimate Fighter.
Well, he's dangerous early too. I thought he had a shot early, and he showed here. If that fight went on longer, I was going to go with Maximov's gas tank over his. I don't think Maximov is like done by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think Petrovsky's a bad fighter. That line was off for sure. But yeah, man, I think he looks small for middleweight. There's some big middleweights up there. Maybe he looked better down at 170. And then Carlos Candelaro.
Angela Hill.
I hated this fucking decision.
I think Mike had a little financial bias with this one.
I had zero financial bias.
I thought she lost.
I had zero. I had like Angela Hill like in 3 lineups. Ugh. Like, no, we were talking about this before the show went on the fucking air. I'm tired of them sitting in someone's guard as control. You are not controlling somebody. If you're inside control, if you're on the mount,
that's fine.
if you're in back control, you are in control.
But how did the fight get to that point? You got taken down.
That doesn't matter.
You got to stop.
A takedown is only as valuable as the damage you do with it.
Hill did nothing to offer back on the feet.
She was, but I'm saying the fight took place on the ground, on the mat, and she was doing more striking from the bottom than fucking Jandiroba was. She was sitting in the guard, Hill's throwing elbows from the bottom, hitting her, and Jandiroba was more than happy just to sit there and squeeze. All my people who watched Bellator on Friday, I was one of them. This was similar to that MVP fucking Logan scorecard we saw where Jandiroba did not do shit. Anytime they would fight, she would get hit, and she'd go and try to shoot because she didn't want to stand with fucking Angela Hill. It was terrible fight. It was a terrible fight to watch. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And this fight, is the biggest problem is scoring somebody as control in the guard. If you take away that guard control, that 7-8 minutes, that goes down like 1.
Okay, so you want to cancel them out, but still, the fight she took her to the ground.
That doesn't matter.
Like Jandiroba
That's
was
just
in
a
the
change.
guard.
But a takedown is not that valuable. It's just a change of fighting
you're canceling
position.
it out. So someone has to be more effective than the other fighter. So the takedown is more effective than when they cancel each other out.
No, if you're not doing anything on the floor, the takedown means nothing.
But they both were doing stuff on the floor. Like there was an elbow here and there from
There's a
Angela
lot of
Hill,
elbows.
and then there was little body shots.
The body shots don't mean shit. You know that. The body shot is just something so they don't stand you up. That's all that is. That's all that is. The little body hits. Jandiroba did not deserve to win this fight. She did not.
Neither did Hill, though.
Yes, she did. She was more active. She was more active on the bottom than Jandiroba. This was Giannis Kunitskaya versus what's her name. This is the same fucking thing that was happening in this fight. Jandiroba just wanted to sit there, and she did not want to fight. She did not fight the whole fight. She didn't.
No.
She sat there and held position.
That was a Jandiroba fight for me.
Yeah, but you like that boring grappling shit.
No,
like,
I don't.
Love that shit.
I had no horse in the race for this.
I'm not saying
Jandiroba,
the people. I'm saying you have supported that type of fighting style many times on air. This is fucking terrible.
You did too when it goes in your favor with Aljamain Sterling just holding the back.
That was back control.
Hey, in the guard. Am I right or am I right?
That was back control. I'm talking about in the guard. In the guard. You are not in what form of combat sports are you in control of the guard?
I have never favored, just hang out and close
You
guard.
love fucking Charles Oliveira doing it. What are you talking about?
When did he do it?
Against Tony Ferguson.
Dude, he was working subs and like surfing him like a goddamn surfboard.
Listen.
He was hanging 10 on Tony Ferguson.
You are in the guard. In no other fucking combat sport are you in control. In fact, you are losing in jiu-jitsu where the whole term in the guard comes from. You are losing if you're in the guard.
No,
you're on
50-50.
defense. You're on defense. The person in the guard is on offense. That is a fucking big flaw in the MMA scoring. And control time is supposed to be the least fucking important part of the criteria.
Yeah, but when there's not much else going on.
There's a lot more going
on.
This is more important than sitting down. This is a lot more important than just sitting in someone's guard.
I'm going to go home and rewatch this and count up the elbow strikes that Mike talks about.
There's at least 15, 20. There's at least 15, 20.
She had 21 significant strikes to 14, and then the all total
21
strikes,
to
Jandiroba had.
He just said it right
there.
21 to 14.
Jandiroba had double the total amount of strikes.
Total strikes are nothing, Tony. You know that.
Quadruple the control time.
If you hit somebody in the leg right here, you give him a Charlie horse. It's called a strike. That's not a significant strike.
Angela has to blame herself.
No, Jandiroba.
She's always in close fights.
The problem is the scoring system.
This one is unanimous.
That doesn't mean nothing either. You got 3 fucking losers sitting in a chair that don't shit about fighting. 3 fucking boxing judges that don't know shit about fighting.
I don't know.
We're gonna side with the judges on this one that don't know shit about a fight.
Yeah. Because they got it right.
All right, let's move on. We've got another fight coming up.
That definitely would not happen in MFL. This pussy shit that happens out nowadays, it happens. Tony's a more cautious of a person. He likes to
Mike
say fighting.
just likes the rules when they're in his favor.
He
doesn't like when they're not.
This had nothing to do with my favor. I had no financial attachment to this shit. None whatsoever. I fucking didn't care whatsoever. I'm just talking about what I saw watching this fight.
I mean, you got a tiny crush on Angela Hill for sure.
Something's going
That
on.
has no.
Something's going on here, guys. Let us know what you think.
I do not reward people for just sitting. I was talking about Logan Storley on Friday as well too. Same thing with MVP Logan Storley fight. It's the same fucking thing that happened. You sat there and you did nothing. You sat there and did nothing. You deserved to win the fight.
Aljamain did that, and you loved it.
It was a back control. That is a fight finishing position. You are not.
But I'm
finishing
still
a
going to
fight
agree with you and say that, hey, Peter Yan's got to get the fuck out. Angela Hill's got to get the fuck out from bottom. That's the way the fight scored. That's the way they see it. That's what.
No, you don't. But you're not. You're not.
They got to go change the rules.
The system's the problem.
Then that's the problem.
That's what I'm fucking saying right now.
No,
that's what I'm saying right now.
You're saying she won the fight.
Yes,
not on
because
the current system's rules, though.
No, I'm not saying that.
So she lost the fight.
Obviously, the fucking numbers are up
she
there.
lost the fight.
Because the fucking system's terrible. And it's wrong. It's not a fight. There was a fight did not happen. And the reason it happened was Verna Jandiroba. She avoided fighting.
Well, she threw some shots on the feet.
She avoided a fight. She wanted to control time. That is not a fucking fight. It's not wrestling. This is not a wrestling match.
That's why it's on the bottom of the card.
No, it's not about it. This is a big problem that goes into bigger and stupid. And again, it just happened in Bellator's welterweight championship fight.
What do you want to do? It's MMA. It's mixed martial arts. You're gonna bring every.
Don't give them the control time when you're in the guard.
Martial art.
If you are in someone's guard, you are not in control.
So does that?
In what world? In what world?
Does that mean that the person who's on the other side of the guard, that person is winning?
No.
So nobody's winning.
No, you know how you score it? By what's happening in that position, just like you would two people standing toe-to-toe fighting. So if the other person's just sitting there and the other person's throwing little weak shots, they're winning because they're throwing shots.
And I think
if they're going back and forth and the person in the guards landing heavy elbows or ground and pound, they're winning. Just fight it in a neutral position and judge the fight from there. The person from the guard should have to pass that guard and get to a dominant position.
And I think that's what they did. Because if you go back, you're talking elbows to the head, where Angela Hill's most of her significant strikes came from body shots. The head's not the body. Jandiroba had more head strikes.
That's not true at all.
If you guys can hear the drums next to us, sounds like he's playing some Nirvana.
They were doing a nice metal riff earlier.
14-13 the headshots.
14-13. Okay.
She hit more.
92 total strikes, 44 total strikes.
Total strikes do not matter. They do not. They're nothing. See, there's a reason they call them significant.
I don't know. Sounds like activity.
I mean, Nate Diaz has won all of his fights by non-significant strikes. You know,
no, he finishes. He taps people out when he wins.
Well, in a choke situation, but he's never throwing fucking bombs. You know what I'm saying?
He fucking dropped Leon Edwards with a bomb.
But
she landed more.
In round 5?
Who dropped Leon Edwards?
Nate Diaz.
He didn't drop him.
Yes, he did.
He stumbled him.
It's the same fucking thing.
That's the difference.
He stumbled him. But that was, round 5, right? Or was that a 3-round fight? It was at the end of the fight, you know?
21-14 significant strikes. That means everything that all those 92 strikes, what is it, 78 of them were insignificant?
Yeah,
I mean, they didn't matter. That just means it says by definition those were insignificant.
How many insignificant strikes equal one significant strike?
I don't know. She lost.
Hey, let's move on. We've got another fight coming up. Holly
Too
Holm
much time on that boring fight.
How much time was in the
Vieira.
guard? That's what we got to look at. Because she had 7 minutes of control time. I bet you 6 of it was sitting in the guard.
Everybody, as Dean Thomas would say, everybody lost her in that fight.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I shouldn't have even brought it up.
No, it's not about this fight. It's about the scoring, the criteria of scoring, the problem with scoring.
I mean, I don't think we'll ever...
It happened on Friday in a welterweight championship match with fucking Storley and MVP in Bellator. It's not just this fight. It's a bigger fucking problem that goes in.
there's a lot of problems with the scoring. I mean, if you look at the Rose fight, what was that?
But is it the scoring or is it the round system? Because people are trying to win rounds. I see nothing wrong with if somebody wants to sit in there a 20, unlimited amount of rounds, fight till you finish.
Yeah, how are you going to put that on TV?
I mean, I think Dana White, though, sees a fight where somebody's just sitting in guard for 75% of the fight and goes like,
yeah, he's going to keep them on the bottom of the card. They're not going to get a better contract.
He knows
but it's one simple fix, and that's everything changes. If you change the guard to a neutral position and just judge on the fight from there as the person on top tries to pass the guard or there's the striking that goes back and forth, that ends everything.
I can understand your argument. I would say
because if you take away that control time, what did she win?
Well, but
nothing.
If you're sitting in the guard and all things are at 0 there, you still have to give a little bit to the person who took them down. right?
No.
Like, yeah, a takedown is
It's
scores
just a
at
change
something.
of fighting position. A takedown is only as good as what you do with it. It's just like if you try to put a person in a sub and they get out of it, you don't get shit for that.
Okay. Look, I would get your point if Angela Hill was like beating the fuck out of her on the feet and she took her down and got right back up. Angela was doing nothing. She was doing squat and she got taken down. You got to judge the fight off something.
Off the strikes, off the significant strikes.
But she had one more.
She had 21.
The girl had 90-something total strikes.
It was
to 40.
21 to 14 significant strikes. That's a big difference. It's a huge difference.
Oh
It's
my
7.
God.
That's a third more. That's 33% more than she had.
Dude, I think a takedown holds weight, but they have to be better about standing people up when it's just pitter patter.
No, a
Or nothing's
takedown
really
does
going
not
on.
hold weight unless you do something.
It's a
with it.
mixed martial arts fight.
If you take her down to some ground and pound to get a sub, then your takedown means something. If you take it down and just take a nap, that doesn't mean anything.
Not all of them are going to be winners, you know? It is what it is.
It's a problem with the fucking sport. It's a huge problem.
Yeah, people need to work on their takedown defense.
No, fight from the bottom. Why can't you fight from the bottom? I've seen knockouts from the bottom, multiple knockouts from the bottom. It's happened.
Yeah,
we saw
but knockouts.
Yeah, okay, so
standing
then
versus
that's on
from the
Angela
bottom
Hill.
are-
Fucking knock her out from the bottom, whatever. You know?
What does that mean?
You said knock them out from the bottom.
It could happen. What I'm saying, you're not in control.
They didn't stand them up.
They shouldn't have stand them up.
You know?
I'm not saying stand them up. I'm saying the guard is not control.
I think if you're on top.
That's my art. All this stuff. You're in the guard. You are not in control. That's the overall.
But you got to
thing.
think about the severity of the punches. Yeah, if you get an elbow here and there, but somebody that's on top, their punches are going to do more damage just because of the way gravity
That's
is.
not true. That's
It's
not
true.
So you're saying those pot shots were harder than Angela Hill's elbows? That's what you're saying because she's on
Well,
top.
I think what Tony's saying is if you're on top in the guard, your strikes are more likely to be significant
likely
than
to be
when you're
significant.
shooting
If they
from the
are
ground.
significant, obviously
Oh,
they
sure.
weren't.
Yeah.
But I think you have if I'm on top of somebody, there's a lot better chance I'm going to hurt them than if I'm fighting off my back, you know?
But if you're not doing that, that doesn't matter. If you're not landing the more significant strikes, that doesn't matter.
Sure. Listen,
The whole argument is that when you are in the guard, you are not in control.
not by default, maybe.
It should not be control. It should be, we're going to judge how this fight goes. Okay, it's a 50-50 position. Is she going to get swept? Is she going to get subbed? How's her striking going back and forth between each other? That's what the argument should be on the floor.
Well, what about the argument of like you're on top in the guard and the person from the bottom is neutralizing every attempt you do to get half guard or get full mount or what, you know, like it's not necessarily that you're beating them.
They're canceling each other out. And then
Right,
you look to the
like,
person who took the person down.
I took you down. I'm in your guard. Now I'm
if you-
trying for arm bars and chokes and
Because that's going to
triangles.
be technically a takedown in wrestling. A takedown in jiu-jitsu is 2 points. Takedown to close guard is 2 points.
If you take away the fact that you could sit in the guard
Even
and get
jiu-jitsu's-
score for it, people are not going to sit in it. They're going to move. Things going to happen. It's going to cause scrambles. It's going to cause movement, and that's not going to happen sitting down on the floor. Either they're going to pass the guard and better their position. It's going to get a scramble. There's going to be a sub. There's going to be something that happens. If you want to sit in the guard all day, you can sit there very
I think,
easily.
like,
You are not in control.
If you sit in the guard all day, like nobody wants to watch that fight regardless. You know, it's just like a
entertainment
boring-
and even combat style, you are not hurting that person.
But you can see it just as bad on the feet. We just saw it in the co-main of fucking last card.
what?
You know, like you got
Rose.
to maybe the refs got to be better about pressing the action.
I mean, it's
That's
not the
the
ref's
low-
job to
Pride had
press
yellow
the
cards.
action,
You know,
though.
something like that. Maybe point deductions. Quit stalling.
I'm not advocating for fucking Carlos Esparza to fight. Nobody is.
But I'm just saying the
not-
same shit could happen on the feet, like we saw. Like
I'm not
fucking
saying
two
anything about
people, like-
standing on the feet. It has nothing to do with ground or feet.
No, but I'm saying
in
there
the
has
guard
to
is
be
not control.
something where action is being pressed.
Right.
You know,
It's the same. But that has nothing. They're not related.
they are in a way though. Like
I mean-
the refs, the one. Okay, so you have the judging criteria, but the refs are in there. Like they
No,
have
yeah.
a call. Like, okay, I pressed this dude against the cage for fucking a
Well,
minute.
there is
And I
rules.
foot stomped him and kneed him in his fucking calf.
You can lose a point for avoiding.
You know, like,
you can lose a point
get him
for
off
avoiding.
get him off the cage. Well,
the
you'll see
fight.
sometimes some of those refs will let that shit go for 2
But there's
minutes.
already
Like, what are you
rules in
doing?
action for that. You can lose a point for
You know?
being passive and running away from the fight. You can lose a point for that.
Like last night, like
There's
I didn't
no
hear,
rule
I didn't
for
hear
that
them
in
say at
fucking
any
stalling.
point work when she was in her closed guard. Each of them were trying to trade shots. Nobody was saying work.
I mean, I think a
Stand
ref
you
goes
up.
like, well, listen, we got 3 rounds here, and you know, 2 people are fighting. You know, you got guys like Joe Rogan who's like, I don't think you should ever fucking stop a
Yeah.
fight, and you know, make
Hickson
people
too. Hickson's
stand.
like that.
If they sit in the fucking guard for 15 minutes, that's part of the fucking.
And I'm not saying stand them up. I am not saying stand the fight up. What I'm saying is that person in the guard is not in control.
Sure, but I mean,
And
I
then
think at
judge
the end of
based
the
on
day,
that.
if you've got 2 people who are in each other's guard and nothing's happening, you have a 0-0 fight or a 10-10 card.
Like you,
or-
okay, then we will relate
Well, she
it.
also had
Then we-
2 submission attempts. Jandiroba did. So 2 tries to finish the fight. She tried to finish the fight.
Honestly, I didn't watch this fight.
Yeah,
So
yeah. There was
what
2.
happened.
She almost had a couple leg locks, knee bar in the first round. Then she had
And Angela Hill
a point
ended
where
on
she
top
got,
in both
where
rounds.
she got to her back.
Angela Hill landed on top in both those first
Yeah,
2
but you
rounds,
can't-
punching her while she's at the front. As the round's ending, she's hitting hands.
Yeah, but you're going to win 10 seconds of a 5-minute round.
That's the most significant 10 seconds.
Well, 10 seconds.
The
doesn't
only reason
define
you're
5
saying that,
minutes.
the only reason you're saying that she was losing that round is because control time counts for something. If control time did not count for something, it's 50-50 to that 10
No,
seconds.
I'm just saying the fight that I watched, I thought Jandiroba won the fight. Like
Based on
Angela
what?
Hill, when they were on the feet, they were each exchanging shots.
But based on what factor?
All of it.
But based on what all of what?
Total strikes.
Total strikes
She had
don't
more
matter,
than double.
Tony. Total strikes don't matter.
to
Significant
completely
strikes.
dismiss the strike count, I
It's
think
insane
is
to me, yeah.
Not,
No, because total strikes is that when you're sitting on the top of the thing, you're going body, head. I'm throwing this hand here because I don't want to get stood up.
So Tony or Mike, let me ask you: if you had one person had 100 strikes and maybe none of them were significant, and the other person had 0 strikes, you still got to give it to the person who threw 100 punches. You know what I'm saying? There's some.
But
weight.
that's a 0.
Well, but
Zero.
I'm saying, but you're completely dismissing. You're like that doesn't matter. That doesn't. And at
Why
some
do we
level,
have
it
significant
does
strikes
matter.
then? For what?
What's that?
Why do we have significant strikes? Why is there a difference?
I don't know. And
Because you've got the Nate
who's,
Diaz's of the world, and you've got the fucking.
and who counts what as a significant? Like there's been fights that I've watched, plenty of them where they've said there's 80 significant strikes, and I'm like, half of those landed on the shell, the blocking shell. I'm like, where do they get
Right.
80 from? How
Yeah,
in the
I
world?
mean, I don't know what the definition of a
No,
significant
you
strike
can't land on a
versus,
shell and get a significant strike.
Yeah, but I've seen.
all
Like,
land.
no, I've watched fights where there's been stats,
Well, what was-
and I'm like, that. I
like
didn't
on the
see
Rose
that.
fight, there was like, well, there was 13 punches in that first round, and you're like, where the fuck did you see 13 punches?
Yeah,
Like
know,
all
like-
significant strikes have to land.
yeah.
You would
A
think.
total strike does not have to land. You could punch somebody's arm in a pass. That's a total strike. You slap 5. That's a total
As
strike.
long as you connect on their body somewhere, that's considered a
total
strike, I would
strike,
guess.
yes.
And a
That means you're
significant
throwing more
strike
shit.
like breaks through your guard or something like that. Maybe I don't know what the definition.
If you
is,
hit the
but-
body, if you're throwing a fucking roundhouse to the body, and they block, they drop their elbow, they check that kick, they get a total strike, but it's not significant.
right? But
No,
I mean,
they have
that's
to hit
still
the fucking rib cage to
gotta
fucking get-
equal something.
It's almost like
It
karate
means
scoring.
something. You know, I mean, it's not like if take a fucking 100 kicks from. A guy who's good at kicking, and you block all of them, you're still gonna have a sore fucking leg or arm or whatever he's been hit.
But
you know what I'm saying?
again,
like
this is
Davey
also-
Grant in the post-fight presser yesterday looked pretty fucking rough because he's blocking, but he's still getting.
Well,
hurt.
you got to factor in that Davey Grant looked rough because also he's fucking throwing the shit himself. And he's fucking himself up because when you hit somebody, that shit hurts you too.
Oh sure.
So-
I mean, he looked like he was blocking with his nose. Is what it looked like.
Again, the biggest argument I'm taking away from this whole thing is if you're in the guard, you are not in control. You're not controlling the fight. That should
Maybe
not
not by
control there.
default, and I can get that argument.
Like, it should be okay. We're gonna judge the fight that's happening right there. Does the person on the bottom land more strikes in the bottom? Is the person on top reining in ground and pound? Is the person on top trying to pass? Is the person on the bottom sweeping? That's what they should be judging. It shouldn't just be like, oh, you're in control because you're sitting in someone's guard. That's not control.
I mean,
in no world.
We're ready to watch that with Tracy Cortez too.
Yeah, and I thought Gatto was
Where
winning that fight.
I'm with you. I thought Gatto was winning from the bottom.
Same thing was
but
going
I
on.
didn't feel that way. With
Hill was
Angela
doing the
Hill.
same thing. She was
She was
sweeping.
not-
She was getting her butterfly hooks
She
and
was
all that
not
shit.
working submissions like Gatto. She was not.
She was trying to sweep.
She was not attacking like
She was
that.
working sweep and get up. She got up a few times. She got up multiple times.
So maybe they need to do something. but-
Why isn't the get up as valuable as the takedown? She got up twice. Why isn't that? Another problem.
Because
Why is the sky blue? It just is.
why do I have
not
a
really
monster
blue.
dome?
Color's
I
not
don't
real.
know.
Yeah, no, it's a reflection of the.
Listen,
whatever.
guys. Let's move on to Holm.
This has
here.
nothing to do with.
Wait,
This has
how do we
nothing-
talk about Angela Hill?
But
for
this has
fucking
nothing to
30
do. No, this
minutes?
is not about Angela Hill though. That's just the fucking vessel.
I need
This is
to
about
stop.
the
I'm gonna go
problem with
piss real quick.
MMA. This is an MMA problem with the scoring system.
Tony's got to go blast a dookie real quick.
So yeah, we're gonna move on, talk a little bit. This next card. This reason I'm talking much about this shit because this next card is a fucking snoozer.
A snoozer.
This next card is fucking the fucking.
I don't know, Michelle Pereira.
That fight should probably be the main event. We got Holly Holm, who's about to collect her AARP card. Like, all she does is get main events and title shots. Like she's like 5-4 in the UFC or something like that.
Yeah, she is 40. She's getting up there.
And she has like a either 500 or losing record in the UFC. Yes, she gets title shot after title shot after title shot versus Ketlen Vieira, who is kind of up and coming in that bantamweight division, but that division is not too deep whatsoever. I mean, although we did just see Nunes get overthrown.
Right.
All that being said, I like Holly Holm in this fight. I mean, Vieira should be able to, maybe wrestle her a little bit. I know Holly Holm has met all the wrestlers she can and all the grapplers. I mean, she made her fucking name on fucking Ronda Rousey.
Right.
So she can handle grappling for sure, but Vieira's a little bit younger, a little bit faster, a little bit thicker, a little bit again, on the rise, whereas you're pushing 40. At some point, it's got to start to fall off, right?
You think.
But it's a tough fight to call.
Jackson Wink.
Give me Holly Holm all day.
That's what
I'm saying too. I mean, it's hard to pick somebody who she hasn't fought in a real long time either.
Right. Yeah.
But Holly Holm should win this fight. She should win this fight.
Been almost 2 years since she fought.
But I can't just with conviction say that a 40-year-old woman who hasn't fought in 2 years is gonna show up and beat a chick who's on the rise.
If she fought like she did against Aldana, she'll win.
That was 2 years ago.
I don't know. Maybe time off's good for him sometimes.
I don't think time's off is good when you're 40 years old. You ain't got much time left.
I don't know. Can Ketlen Vieira get her to the ground? I think she gets her to the ground, it'd be a different fight. But I think if she just stands in front and wants to try to point fight Holly Holm, she's gonna get.
I mean, the striking numbers are real similar. I was looking over the numbers today. I don't know. I lean Holly Holm, but it's hard to back someone that's fucking old. Yeah. It's hard to back someone that's that old and has been out of the game for so long.
Well, let's go to the
fight of the night.
This is a fun fight.
This is gonna be the fight of the night.
If Santiago Ponzinibbio can control the movement of Pereira, he could probably knock him out.
I doubt that's going to happen. I highly doubt there's going to be a knockout by anybody in this fight. I'm going to bet this fight goes to the distance. I think it's probably going to be plus money, too. Neither one of these guys, unless Pereira catches him. But, I mean, Chaos Williams could knock out Michael Pereira.
Yeah.
Michael Pereira's big. He's got a big Andre Fiallo, the new biggie man in that division, couldn't knock him out. He won. Fucking Pereira came in, had some.
He's going to be much bigger, too. That's the thing.
Yeah, and fucking Andre Fiallo's knocking fucking everybody out now. Fucking power dude. Nico Price couldn't finish him. And he beat the fuck out of Diego Sanchez. He got disqualified because he did that knee late in the fight. And Diego Sanchez, he asked, it was him and Fabian. Remember, he asked, he was like, wait, do I win? Do I win if I get disqualified? And he goes, oh yeah, I can't fight no more. And he won. He started celebrating after. It was the funniest exchange of all time. And then his first fight was when he really fucked up and he lost to Tristan Connolly. When he fucking was doing that flipping shit, he burned himself out early. But he's on a run now. Ponzinibbio is kind of going down the other side. Didn't he get knocked out recently? I know he lost a knee on decision, but split decision of that. But Jingling knocked him out.
Yeah,
right?
Caught him with it left. Yeah.
Jingling's not.
I don't know. I might take Ponzinibbio on this one. TBD.
This is gonna be a tight.
I'm not super duper impressed with Pereira. I think his movement gives people trouble.
He's done a pretty impressive run.
Yeah, he is, but
that's a pretty fucking good resume coming up. 4 in a row. The four fighters that he's beaten too. Ponzi again had a big injury. Again, the age is a huge factor too. Ponzi's getting in the late 30s. You got fucking Pereira, who is late 20s, right? 27, 28.
I think the size thing will be a thing too.
They're very similar size.
But Pereira seems a lot bigger, than what that's saying. Same reach and stuff, but he's gonna look bigger. I think.
Maybe
he's gonna be thicker.
He'd probably be a little bit thicker. I think that this fight's going to go to the cards, and somebody's going to be pissed on Sunday morning because they had the other guy, and the decision didn't go their way. I think it's a bit tight, close decision. I lean Pereira. Again, I'm going with the younger fighter in that one.
This one.
This one,
Chidi.
don't blink.
Man.
Don't blink.
I'm going to go with Chidi.
Chidi's going to fucking knock. Now, Dusko Todorovic is was undefeated at one point,
He
right?
was a lot of hype on him, yeah.
Like 10-0 at one point. Had a hype on him. And then Punahele Soriano fucking ended that train quick with a solid right. And then who knocked him out at that? RoboCop, right? RoboCop didn't knock him out, but beat him. No. He came back with a win his last fight against Maki. Oh, that doesn't count.
Maki Tola beats everybody.
But
or gets beat by everybody.
Here's what he has to do. Dusko Todorovic has this great grappling and wrestling pedigree, like national wrestler in, was it Croatia? Serbia. Great. But he decides he never wants to fucking grapple. If he instills that and is able to get Chidi to the ground, he could do that. If he stands, this guy blocks with his face, and Chidi Njokuani hits like a fucking truck.
He's got heavy hands, but he doesn't have the defense or the chin to really back it up.
Yeah, and fucking Chitty knocked out Marc-Andre Barrios,
Quick.
who does not get knocked out.
Yeah.
If you know one thing about Powerbar is he doesn't go to sleep. Powerbar bounced back and won his fight too. Didn't he? Who did he just beat?
He beat
A decent opponent.
I don't know, kind of
But
irrelevant.
that was the only time that
Yeah.
Andre Barrios ever been knocked out, and it was fucking quick. It was like less than fucking 30 seconds.
yeah, give me Chitty.
Give me Chitty because I know that Dusko does not like to do his grappling. He likes to block with his face. However, it will be interesting if Dusko fights smart and tries to go to some grappling and wrestling.
Battle of the Hotties.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't
Ricci.
know who to take here.
I lean Ricci in this fight.
Maybe Ricci cardio.
And she's a little bit thicker.
She looked decent against Ferro, who's much bigger.
And Valiana Viana, she has a history. She's been good lately, but struggling with grapplers.
Yeah.
He struggles with them, and that's where Ricci gets her
got
money done.
Is 4 inches taller and got a 5-inch reach on her.
But she gets who took her to the
Yeah,
ground
but
and made it look like she had no idea what she
Baby
was
Shark
doing.
is pretty.
Isn't
pretty,
Viana like a kickboxer, former like?
She
fucking-
armbarred from guard. Who? She armbarred.
Submission.
It wasn't Veronica. It was
She
somebody.
She lost to a person named Veronica Macedo by submission.
Yeah,
she lost to
she-
JJ Aldridge.
Mallory Martin submission
Yeah,
armbar.
that does not count. Mallory
Yeah.
Martin's not a
She's
fucking.
subbing everybody.
Emily
but she
Whitmire.
subs.
They call Emily Whitmire Emily
then gets,
Shitmire for a reason.
Emily what?
Shitmire.
Oh yeah.
like, I think Whitmire got tapped by Sarah Alpar.
Oh, that's awful.
Or somebody on that level. I think Richie's going to get this fight to the ground. And if it does stay standing, though, Viana should have the striking edge.
Yeah, I'll take Ricci to get it to the ground.
Richie's only lost there. She actually is Mackenzie Dern's training partner. Her only loss there was a short notice up in weight class fight versus Manon Ferriot. And that's a fucking tough task for anybody.
Anders in the turtle. Give me the turtle.
I just fucking can't trust Eric Anders, man.
Yeah, and I don't think he's going to be able to test Park's chin like it's been tested.
I think he could throw Park around, though.
You think?
Yeah, he's going to be way more bigger and physical than him.
Park gets on
Fucking
top,
Aaron
might be
Anders is a
bad.
heavyweight. Like, he lost to Andre Muniz, who I think is going to be a big problem in that middleweight division. He beat the fuck out of Darren Stewart to begin that fight.
He fought
got-
him twice, didn't
But
he?
he came back and beat him in the second. The first time he got
Yeah.
like a DQ, eye poke or something like that. Or draw. An eye poke
Well, that's
draw.
when he was beating him pretty bad.
Illegal knee.
Whereas Park, I was high on the turtle, but then if you look at the guys he beat, like in hindsight, his wins don't
Yeah,
look
John
like
Phillips. And
John Phillips,
some other ones.
Tafon and Chukwueze
Yeah.
not really doing much. And when he fought, who did he just lose to? RoboCop, right? Knocked him the fuck out.
Yeah, the second round, third round.
I could see Anders pressing this against the cage and getting a knockout, like some clinch grappling, get him in there and just fucking landing on him.
He got choked by Hernandez.
That's not. Hey, fucking Rodolfo
I mean,
Ribeiro
yeah,
got
that's
choked
no
by him.
surprise.
One of the greatest.
Oh, this is a
fucking
tough
jiu-jitsu
fight to
artists.
call.
Yeah,
The
can't
majority says Park's got this one.
I think Park will
because it's
win.
hard to back Eric Anders.
Yeah.
You don't know what Anders is
I
going to
think
show.
it'll be a cardio thing. I just think it's going to be a lot of grappling.
I just think that Anders
And
might be
cardio's gonna
too
come out.
physical for him and press him against that cage. And if he's not knocking him out with some short uppercuts in that clinch, he's just going to have him on the cage.
He's hit or miss. He's hit or miss. He's inconsistent too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Park.
He started late in MMA.
All right, prelim.
So we just had Joseph Holmes make his debut. not
Yeah,
too
he
long
lost
ago,
by
right?
decision
Ugly
to
man.
Picky.
Yeah.
Picky. The fuck. But I'm going Joseph Holmes in this fight. Alan Ambadowski got knocked out by John Phillips. And anybody loses to John Phillips, I'm
Yeah,
not
and
backing.
he's gonna be way bigger. Look at that shit.
Anybody in this room could take John Phillips down.
Man,
He has the worst takedown defense in the fucking. There is this. It does not happen. It's the craziest. Like you breathe in a guy, he falls down. Since somehow he's able to knock down Alan Ambadowski.
6'4". Jeez.
Yeah, I'll go with Joseph Holmes to get this done.
Yeah, he didn't look terrible in that. He came out kind of hard, I think, against Pickett. Right, rocked him a little bit, but Pickett.
Yeah, he looked good.
But then Pickett kind of withstood the flurry and had the cardio advantage
I
of
think
him.
they're
He
trying
was
to
on
push him here.
Contenders.
Yeah, I think they're trying to give Ugly Man a knockout,
Yeah.
and I think that's what might happen.
Ugly man.
Who's coming up next?
Great nickname, brother.
Oh, Parker
Okay,
See,
Porter.
this is going to be an interesting fucking fight. Jalton Almeida, who was on the Contender Series last
I
season.
mean, he is a unit though. The dude is a fucking sculpted.
But he's a light heavyweight. Fighting against a true fucking heavyweight, Parker Porter. He's a heavy
he
motherfucker.
is big. He's 6'3",
Yeah, he's a big boy.
79-inch reach. Got the power in his hands. Athletic as fuck.
My favorite thing about Jalton Almeida, when he's on the Contender Series, I forget he was fighting some Dagestani. He's fighting a Dagestani fighter, and they said, "Are you worried about the grappling?" Or he's like, "He wants to be the next Khabib or
he
some
subbed
shit."
the guy, didn't he?
Yeah, he goes, why do they call him Khabib? I'm the new Khabib. And he took his ass to the ground, subbed him out quick. Debuted against Bruno Silva, same deal. Out grappled him, took him to the ground, subbed him quick. Can he do, or Danilo Marquez, I'm sorry, Danilo Marquez. Can he do that to the bigger guy? That could be a big
I don't
X
think he's
factor
gonna.
at that
I don't
size.
think he's gonna have to.
Parker Porter's got fast hands.
So does Almeida, and he's got power.
But is the size advantage going to be a big?
I
He's
think
going to have the reach
gonna-
advantage.
I think he's gonna fucking start.
Oh, they
Porter.
got
I
Porter
wanna see-
down 9-1.
Porter is. I don't think Porter's a true heavyweight. He's just fat.
That's a big thing. That's good for you.
No, I mean, yeah, it's got. I think
It
it's got
cushions
its
the blow. It
advantages.
helps you. It helps you a lot more. And if he lands on top of him and you're getting pounded out by a guy that fucking heavy, it's not fun. I think Gelton can get it done, but again, that's gonna be a big boy to try to grapple to the ground. Fat or
he might
not.
be a nice little tricky DFS player or something.
Like you can, I can see Gelton's got a lot of muscle on his body. Get those fucking that lactic acid buildup trying to wrestle that big motherfucker and be real tired. That could happen. It's what makes me not want to go just like lock in Gelton Almeida. I'm gonna pick Gelton to get this done because he's the better fighter. But will that size play a difference? Will that weight play a difference? I'm picking Gelton Almeida.
This is an interesting fight too. I'm not picking Morales. I'm going with Medic.
Morales.
I'm actually going the other way.
I'm gonna go with Medic. Morales. Every time I pick him, he.
But
shits
Medic
the
is
bed.
a one-trick pony. He's a knockout guy. And if you show any kind of resistance, he's gonna fucking end up fading and losing. And he's also
he's
from Alaska. He's Alaska FC guy. He had a knockout win when he debuted against who was
He
it?
lost the last fight.
Yeah, Alan Cruz. And then
he lost to who?
And who he lose the last fight to?
Jalen Turner.
Jalen
That's not
Turner.
bad.
That's not a
though.
bad thing.
Got
I
rear
just think that
naked
Morales is not going to go away easy. And
Where's this
Euros
fight
Ma-
at? 145.
Morales-
155.
150. Oh, so Morales is going back up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, these would be two big fucking 55ers. They're both tall offensive fighters.
Well, his last fight, Morales was 45.
I
I'm
think
pretty
this
sure.
fight is going to end up going the distance, and I have not seen Euros Medic stretch long. He's won by knockout. He's lost by submission. He has not gone 3 rounds. It's a guy who's not going to go away. Say what you want about Omar Morales. He's going to be in the fight. He's tough. He's solid everywhere, right? Not any big dominant style he has, but he can grapple with you. He can strike, and I don't know what Euros Medic's going to do in a competitive fight. He loses big and he fucking wins big.
I'm gonna go with Medic.
I think I'm gonna go Morales by decision.
All right, let's see what we got here.
Another
Jonathan
one. Another one.
Martinez, another Morales.
Another guy that I don't like to back. J Mart. It seems like every time I back J Mart, he gets fucking wrong.
Well,
J Mart
Vince
should win
Morales
this
just
fight.
knocked out. Who did he knock out? Smoka.
Yeah. Morales is a tough motherfucker.
David Grant.
David
Yeah,
Grant.
David Grant's when I really started. The J Mart fights when I really started looking at David Grant like, oh shit, this guy might be
Yeah.
real. Because he had just beat out, was it Martin Day?
Yeah, and he lost to Chris Gutierrez, which isn't bad.
Not bad. Leg kicks.
Yeah.
Gutierrez and
No, this is going to be a
Lopez.
fucking fight. This is going to be a fucking brawl. Again, that bantamweight division is
And
full
Jonathan
of
Martinez, he's kind of low volume. He's not very active, but he hits hard.
He's
He
pretty-
counters well.
And this is at bantamweight
Vince,
too.
Did he get a knockout his last fight when Martinez? He finished his last
No.
fight, didn't he?
I don't think so. I thought he won a decision.
Decision.
Yeah,
What
like
before
Alejandro Perez.
Another
No
Nope.
decision. Yeah, he got knocked out. This
Give
is
me
the-
Vince Morales. I don't know. I think his pace. He's gonna the pace.
I'm gonna pick J Mark because I'm not ever gonna pick a guy that loses
got
the
J
leg
Mart,
kicks.
big
Give me
favorite.
Morales.
If you lose the leg kicks, fuck you. he killed by leg kicks.
I'm
Eat
gonna go
that
with
shit.
the underdog.
Eat that shit and go for it.
All right, and then we got Chase Pooper.
Felipe Colares.
Felipe.
Come
Chase
on.
Hooper's just so bad everywhere else but grappling. And even when he's grappling, if
Here's
he's not getting the
here's
submission.
the one way Chase Hooper wins it. Imanari roll into a fucking heel hook, right? That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna be rolling around. He's like the poor man's
God, he's only
Ryan Hall.
20s.
He's the poor man's Ryan Hall. That's what Chase Hooper is. He's tall. He's long. Again, 22 years old. We were talking about it before we started recording. Tough had a chick on there that was 5-4. What is she doing in Tough? The reason they have guys like Chase Hooper already in the UFC. Chase Hooper should be in that circuit. He should be in the regional circuit, fighting on Tough, working his way up. He's at the UFC before he needs to be. At 22 years old, his game is not complete, and that makes sense. You're 22 years old. How could you have that much experience? How could you really learn? And I just think he's learning the hard way, and I think that Felipe Colares is just a little bit better than him
I'm
at
going
this
with
point.
Felipe.
Now, 5 years from now, let's see what Chase Hooper is.
I don't know. They're leaning Hooper
They're
as a
crazy.
favorite.
They're
He's
crazy.
the more popular guy.
They're crazy.
He's the more popular guy, and he does
I
have
don't
that
know.
path.
I would rather
he has
take-
the clear path.
Yeah, but I would rather take guys that are more KO or bust than sub or bust.
Yeah, let's
I would
go
rather
right.
take a KO.
This
or
is
bust.
the shit fights of all shit fights.
Yeah, Sam Hughes is back
Reed
on
and Hughes.
quick turnaround here.
I think this is basically Dana White. You don't get those 3-fight contracts with the UFC. Let's get these 3rd fights in for these chicks. Let's get them in there and get them out
Man,
there.
I don't know.
Sam Hughes just came off a win over a couple weeks ago, right? Over Pinheiro.
Yeah,
Nunes.
strange fight, but
Elise Reed doesn't do much. I mean, she's She got fucking destroyed by fucking Sajara Eubanks. Right, looked like she didn't even belong in any kind of fight organization.
If Sam could grapple her down,
was a weird fight against Corey McKenna in London. She got the decision in that one. He says this is low level, man. Don't bet on this fight.
Well,
Like,
this is the first fight of the card. I don't know. It could be the thing that.
Look at.
I'm gonna take Reed. I don't.
I'm gonna fucking just tick Hughes because you took Reed. I am not gonna fucking bet this fight. I'm gonna exit out in fucking DraftKings. This fight, just throwing it out of the fucking way.
Watch it be optimal.
There's no fucking way. There's no way. At least
there's always a way with fucking fantasy sports.
Yeah.
She's not on the main card. Can't be captain.
No way.
Oh, that's how that works.
Yeah.
On the main card. All right. Well, that wraps up.
Holly
11
Holm's gonna be my
Vegas
captain.
55,
Should
I
be
think
one
is
of them.
what this is. Happening at the Apex.
So would Vieira, too.
Yeah.
So should be
Shitty.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bad card. What are even the odds on these fights?
If you have any plans this weekend, don't do that shit because this is not.
Well, I think there's some plans this coming. You guys got some plans this
Oh
weekend.
yeah, we got some fun plans.
Yeah,
this
we're gonna do
weekend.
some weird shit.
We're heading to the lake.
To the lake.
To the lake.
Yeah, bachelor weekend.
Yeah,
really don't know
your
what-
wife's getting smashed right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
at Disney.
Yeah. Getting smashed by Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse is holding it down.
She's getting double eared.
Yeah, they can actually have hugs and shit with them now too. Huh? They've relaxed the protocols down at Disney.
I think they had it when I was there.
Did they?
Yeah, in June last year. But anyway.
Getting a trip around the
Yeah, I don't
world,
really know what's
huh?
going down. It's a surprise to me. He has more information on than I do. I'm just going to go with the flow and see what happens.
Yeah, we're going to fucking Lake Geneva. We've got a resort. Kind of like a lot of cool stuff.
Some strippers.
Might be some
Lots of lube.
extracurricular activity drugs.
Yeah, man. I fucking have to fucking talk to Mama Ayahuasca, you know? See what she's got to say about this whole situation. I might get my fights for what is the card after this is like a heavyweights are after this. It's Rosenstruck versus somebody after this fight. But yeah, so maybe Mama Ayahuasca will help me with my picks for the
So
following
maybe
fight
give
night
you
card.
some enlightenment
Right.
on being in the guard.
I'll see the perfect lineup come in there.
It's
everything.
275 after this, isn't it?
No, there's like the one more fight. It's like two heavyweights, isn't there?
Okay. It's not on the best fight.
Rosenstruck and
Let's see. I'll pull it up here.
Volkov?
it's a Volkov,
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's the.
and then it's the pay per view with in Singapore.
So
Is
there's
that gonna be a special time? The Singapore one,
that means there's a weekend there in between there though. We're off, huh?
Volkov Rosenstrike.
June
yeah.
4th. No, the June 11th, the pay per view.
Yeah. Oh, so we're off after this next card. We got a week off.
Yeah, because you got
Okay.
21st to the 4th.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, works out good. So I have to sit back and review this card next week. Unless I win big. If I had some big prize, I'm like, oh, we're gonna make sure.
Watch that be the weekend it happens, and we don't watch any of the fucking fights. Things just fall in order.
Blades Aspinall in London, right? There's some big ones coming up. Is that official now?
Cater
July
Emmett?
2nd?
Yeah, that one's
I think so,
official.
Did
yeah.
they get the Hamza and no? See that shit about Nate Diaz pissing on the fucking?
Well, we'll talk about that.
Okay, let's talk about
That's
that.
coming up. All right, so this week in MMA
Some
news,
big fights announced, too.
So Rakic reveals, if you all saw the fight last night, that
Sucks not
his
being able
leg
to know
gave
about
out.
this
He
stuff
says
ahead
it
of
was a
time.
pre-existing issue. Great battle
Somebody
took
did.
place in the octagon. Unfortunately, ended not the way Jan or I or the fans wanted. The same injury from 3 weeks ago in camp showed up again. Congratulations. I don't think he says what it is, maybe ACL, something else. I don't know, but
that fucking
slow
sucks.
motion, you could see it
I'll
pop.
tell you what, it ain't the same injury. It might be the same knee, but if he
Yeah.
fell down like that and collapsed in training, there's no way he's making a fight.
Yeah, that's
Right.
that.
3 weeks.
That's not good.
Like
That's
he's out
bad.
for a while. It looks like an 8 to 12 monther, right?
Yeah.
Get that back in order. Sucks for him. At least he's young though. Like he's got time to get back in there
And
and
he's
work himself back up.
very fit, so I'm sure he can. make it
Yeah,
happen.
and I mean Dom Cruz was offering his advice, and he should take it. Dom Cruz knows how to get back
Yeah.
and still doing
Dom
stuff
Cruz
late,
did it himself.
and he's still fucking getting back late in his career. Still a valuable fucking fighter. What's crazy? I felt like the fight was just starting to pick up too. I think it was gonna be way more entertaining than I thought going in. The fight, like the first 2 rounds, were way more entertaining than I thought it was gonna be. Again, this was for a title fight. He was one fight away from getting a title opportunity. That sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see what else here. Stephen Thompson accepts
Haven't a bunch of people
Poirier's
accepted this?
call out for July 30th. There's
and what,
also.
and what is Poirier doing other than just run his fucking mouth? Like
I
it
mean,
seems like all he's doing.
taking the Connor road,
You
right?
know,
Like
it's
just
like,
sit
dude,
back
just
and talk
fucking do
shit.
something.
But who did he?
Let's
He
go.
called somebody out.
Oh, there's more here.
Like, legit.
Yeah.
Dustin Poirier and Covington.
The Covington.
Well, then wasn't it Poirier and Chandler? They were
Yeah.
talking about
Right,
it.
there was that. So I mean,
Give me Chandler and Connor.
Yeah,
Give me that
that's
fight.
a big fight.
Give me that fight.
I'm not even all that interested in seeing Colby. Colby's not a big draw for me.
No,
I mean, I don't
I don't
think-
ever want to see Kobe Covington fight.
Yeah,
yeah, I don't really. I'm not excited about a Wonder Boy
no,
fight.
I don't want to see Wonderboy fight anymore.
yeah, I'm kind of done with that.
He's gotten. He's long
He's almost
too.
40.
He started late too. I mean, he had his shot. He had his wars, but getting back to back grapple fuck. I don't want to
Yeah.
see that again. Dustin can do that if he wants to. If he wanted to, do that, he can do that to him too.
All right, what else we got here? Glover offers Jan a title fight.
Well,
after
he's
A little
gotta
fucking
win.
arrogant.
He's gotta
That's
win.
pretty
Yeah.
fucking arrogant because he's got a fucking
Monster in front of
monster
him.
coming under his bed right now. And Yuri
He's got the
Prohaska.
meanest tree hugger I ever seen.
And I
coming
fucking
down.
a guy who fucking punches trees to
Yeah.
fucking get his hands. What do you think? I kick a tree 500 times a day or some shit to get ready for a fight. Yuri's a fucking madman coming, looking like the world's most dangerous barista.
yeah, he's got that haircut.
But yeah, you gotta get past him, Glover.
Win streak too.
And I mean, he's wild, unpredictable, has a fighting style unlike anybody. Like so,
Well,
you gotta
listen,
get past
even
that
if
first.
he loses that fight, this could still be a fight to Jan and
Well, I think Jan's
Glover.
going to get the contender shot, right?
Wait, who's Anthony Smith is fighting somebody in a pretty big contender shot too.
Ankalaev?
Ankalaev. That's another. Ankalaev could be the one to get it too. So I don't think Jan is like guaranteed to get that shot. If Ankalaev beats Anthony Smith, Ankalaev could be the next guy in
Yeah,
line.
especially
Yeah.
the way Jan
Or they could
won,
make Jan
Yeah.
versus Ankalaev,
That could be it too.
you know.
So yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah, of course Glover offers him though.
You think if Glover
you know how
lo-
easy that first fight was? Why wouldn't
Yeah,
he?
you think if Glover loses, he retires?
He should. He should have retired already.
Nah, fuck that. He's gonna milk this out for a couple million.
Glover
over
was
the next
like
couple
Glover
fights.
was elite. Like he's obviously still he's the champion, but he was a top level fighter 20 years ago.
right. He's
So,
now
like-
he's finally making a little bit of money.
Yeah, but he's also coaching. Like he has Pereira. Alex Pereira fights one underneath him. He can put all that shit together. He's been around forever.
I would like to know like what
If he loses, he's not going to get any more title shots.
Well, he
And
had a hard road to come
I
back.
honestly think that like Dana might cut him. Like you don't want that guy in the way anymore, like because he could still beat people, and I don't want him. Like imagine if he gets a fight against Rakic and beats him, or he gets a fight against these young guys coming up and he beats. You don't want that to happen. Or Ankalaev, he beats Ankalaev. You don't want that to ruin your division. A guy who's 40 years old, you need to build your future out. You know, so get out of the way. Go to Bellator. That's why they got rid of old Romero. Like you don't want to give him any more title shots. And you don't want him beating prospects. Go make money somewhere else.
Right.
That's probably what will happen.
Well, let's see what else we got here.
Woo.
Yeah, that was a beautiful left.
Michael Johnson is like the biggest what if in MMA, right?
Yeah.
Man, that guy has everything. The left hand that rocked Khabib, right? Fucking
Ooh.
put the pain to Khabib.
Oh.
And then he gave him another one.
I'm surprised Patrick took as many as he did before.
Looks
that,
like he was
though.
beating his dad up.
What's with the blonde hair of these Brazilians?
They probably did that for the fight camp for Oliveira, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, knocked him good.
I mean, Michael Johnson, again, how do you do this and then like lose to Clay Guida?
Anybody could lose to
Clay
Clay
Guida,
I don't
Guida
know.
on
the
any
wrestle
night,
pressure.
man.
I don't know. You
Michael
know?
Johnson can wrestle. He's a great wrestler, Michael Johnson has every tool you need in MMA. He just never got on a run. Like he's knocked out Dustin Poirier. He's knocked out Justin Gaethje. Like this guy has beaten some. He rocked Khabib.
Did he knock out Gaethje or Gaethje knocked him out? Gaethje knocked him out.
Did
I
he?
think. Gaethje knocked him out, I think.
Maybe.
But yeah,
definitely beat Poirier.
He knocked out Poirier.
And he definitely rocked Khabib's ass. He hit
Yeah.
Khabib harder than anybody's hit Khabib. Like, people are like, oh shit, Khabib was on spaghetti legs when he hit him.
Yeah.
This guy could have beaten anybody, but he's also could lose to anybody too. It's so ridiculous. Like, how did that skill just not be consistent with it? I remember him on the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
He's in the one with Kessa, I think, too. Him and Kessa were in the same one, I think. I think Jason Brookings won that one.
Speaking of Oliveira,
Can we just make this
I
fucking
think
fight
you gotta
happen?
give Makachev the shot here, right?
I think you should.
I mean,
But I can
who
see
else?
why they're not.
But who else?
Dariush.
No.
I mean,
If he,
I could see a
beats
Dariush Makachev eliminator fight first. First off, when does Oliveira want to fight again?
Yeah.
Like he shouldn't be rushed to have to fight again. He just fucking defend
Well,
his
that's
title.
what Dana is saying here. Dana White has hinted that Makachev will need to defeat Dariush to earn the opportunity. I think Dana's maybe protecting Oliveira here.
Well, here Charlie just fought last week, right?
Right.
So when does he want to fight? He should have to fight any more than twice a year.
Right.
honestly,
He
right?
doesn't want to.
Right, if he doesn't want to. So if he doesn't want to fight that second time, you got to make that Dariush and fucking Islam fight before then.
Yeah, I mean, I think Makhachev deserves a shot. He should get it. Like, he's the one to make. But I'm not 100% convinced he'll beat Charles Oliveira. I think he's his toughest matchup.
There used to be an interesting matchup too, man. There's
We're
a wild,
talking
weird
about having
fighter,
to
man.
fight in Abu Dhabi instead of Brazil. That could be.
Yeah, if I'm telling you, I'm saying fuck that.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
fighting
right.
anywhere
I'm
I
the
don't want to
champ.
fight.
Yeah.
I'm the champ. I'm a legit champion. I fucking just finished I finished people too. I'm not just like
Yeah,
edging
yeah,
out.
yeah.
I'm finishing everybody.
Yeah,
It's definitive, my title.
That way he fights, he finishes. Or gets finished.
The one
No-
incentive I really see for Charles Oliveira is if he fucking beats, especially if he strangles Islam or finishes Islam, I'm calling out Khabib.
That'd be a great.
Like, I just killed your boy. Where are you at?
Yeah.
I want that title. You think you're the GOAT? Prove it.
That
And
would
I
be-
think that might get Khabib out.
Might get Khabib out.
That might get Khabib out. That's what I'm. If
That'd
I'm
be an
thinking
epic fight, too.
If I'm Oliveira, oh hell yeah.
That'd better than Ferguson.
That oh hell yeah,
Yeah, you know.
hell yeah. I think we kind of saw Khabib Ferguson last week
Yeah.
with Oliveira and Gaethje, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We already talked about Poirier Covington. I feel like I would want to see that more than Wonder Boy, but
I'd probably rather see that than Wonder Boy, yeah.
you know,
I don't want to see Wonder Boy
who
anywhere.
knows what Dustin's doing right now.
I want to see. No, I want to see Wonder Boy
Dustin's
fight.
just chirping.
You know who I want to see Wonder Boy fight? I think we have a fun fight to watch. You know it's cross promotional, but MVP.
Yeah, that'd be a good fight.
That'd be an
actually.
awesome matchup. Let them
Yeah.
fight. I think that'd be so cool to see them fight each other.
All right, what else we got here? Bobby Green, Jim Miller. Did we talk about this?
That's
Yeah,
a fun.
that is- that
that's,
signed up.
that's a fun fight.
Yeah, I think Jim Miller's in trouble.
I think so too. I think Bobby
Jim
Green.
Miller's dangerous as hell. Round one.
Yeah.
Now we just saw Bobby Green get sub round
but
one by
Bobby
Islam
Green's,
Makhachev.
yeah, but Bobby Green's hard
On
to
a
hit.
weakness.
Hard to hit. If
He's got-
Jim can't get him to the ground, he can't hit him.
And he's got good. I know. Again, he just got taken down by Islam Makhachev,
Yeah,
but that
but-
doesn't count against you. Like that guy's a fucking animal. He got him down. He has good takedown defense because he fights with his hand down. He does the shoulder roll defense, so he's able to catch people who kind of go for that shot.
Yeah.
Jim Miller is dangerous as fuck round one. There's a lot of round one subs. I think this goes to the cards, and Bobby Green wins.
I think
to the
Bobby
volume.
Green wins. I don't see how Jim Miller beats him.
It would be first round sub.
Yeah, if he could get him down.
And then you see Bobby Green, like I think it was on Schaub's show, breaking down how he lost to Islam, and he thought it was a bad
Watch
stoppage.
it.
Which I kind of think it was too. I think it was a fast stoppage.
It was a mercy.
But there was not one big shot that got in.
Makhachev was about to be dropping bombs.
Let him drop the bomb. Like do it. But anyway, this is a fun fight. I'm excited to see it. Bobby Green's always fun to watch.
Yeah.
All right, we talked about
Yeah.
there's infamous Nate
Oh,
Diaz
yeah.
pissing at
I thought it
in front of
said
UFC.
definitely for a
Liz,
second.
I actually commented on this. I think this is less badass than Nate Diaz says it is. He goes, they're not going to win. Say, taking a piss in the UCPI because I do this because I get paid more than all you guys, and they won't cut me. So where's your risk?
Yeah.
It's only badass if it's a risk, right? So if you know you're not going to get cut, why is that badass? Like now, if I go and piss on the UFC PI, maybe it's a little bit more risk. I'm going to get arrested, right?
Right.
Like you got no risk. And then what? Poirier told me you should take a shit, or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
We don't even know if he's really pissing either. He's just standing there.
Yeah,
like,
A real
yeah.
man would have shit there.
Yeah. Like, we don't know if he's really pissing. He could just be playing a role. But I mean, Nate Diaz is great on social media. He knows what he's doing.
Right, yeah, he could just be hyping it up
Yeah.
for the next whatever happened fight.
Yeah, I love when he when people talk about his fights. He goes, "Nope, you're wrong." Or like, he's like, "Lie, it's not true. It's the best." I guess it's a great picture too.
Finally, Paul Craig, Vulcan.
Is this a step down for Paul Craig?
The guy's ranked higher than him.
Is he? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
I was just looking at the rankings.
Who did he
outside, I'm
just
like,
finish, Paul Craig?
Huh?
Who did he sub
He just beat. Who the fuck was it?
in that
He
triangle?
subbed him in the triangle.
He was getting his ass.
Krylov.
Yeah,
Nikita
Krylov.
Krylov.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the
It was a
ratings
bad
outside. I'm
month
like,
for you. It was a bad month for Ukraine that month.
yeah, it's time for Paul Craig to get like a really really good
I
contender.
think Ozdemir is ranked higher than him.
That's crazy.
There's one fight we didn't talk about that I know got booked. Interim flyweight title fight.
Oh, I saw that. Car France.
Kai Kara France versus Brandon Moreno. Interim
Yeah.
flyweight title fight. Which I think is fucked up. I don't want to. Imagine if Brandon Moreno
So
wins
is
that
Figgy
fight.
hurt?
I think so, yeah. Imagine if Brandon Moreno wins that fight. We got to watch Figgy Moreno again.
Well, they're already talking about it. Nothing else going on in that division.
Which I do think Moreno's going to win that fight.
Yeah.
But this is the London card, right? The London card's going to be a fucking blast.
Aspinall, Curtis
Yeah.
Blades,
Speaking of
Till,
Krylov.
Hermanson.
Krylov, you think he wants to stay out of London? You think he wants to stay out of London after what happened there?
Molly McCann.
Muhammad Kayev.
Where's Patty? They're not getting Patty on this card?
I mean, I don't know.
They
either.
have
Have you seen Patty lately? Patty ain't getting down to 155 anytime
Who was
soon.
his rumored opponent? Was like Azatire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, Patty ain't getting to 150. When is this supposed to be?
July 23rd. He's got time.
Man, he's no.
Man,
Patty,
that's 2 months. 2.5 months.
Patty's probably like 200 pounds right now.
Oh, for sure.
Probably 200 pounds.
For sure.
Did you see Chandler's weight once he was done?
No.
186.
Why do we do this?
186.
Why do we do
Motherfucker
this?
walks around it.
I'm so sick of weight cutting. It's just like
Because everybody's doing it.
It's
Yeah,
such a
everybody does
charade.
it.
But I'm saying like Gaethje's probably like 175, 182, right?
Yeah. But
So, like, what's
Sterling's
the-
the craziest one,
No,
176.
No, what I'm
Bantam?
saying is, what's
Holy
the
shit.
point of this charade when both guys in the cage are 180?
Right.
Like, what are you
Yeah,
really cutting
yeah,
for then? You know,
yeah.
like it's what they need to do is get more weight classes.
Why not just let them fight right then and there? They're that way. you
Right,
know?
that's what I'm saying,
You're
but-
not going to be drained. Maybe what's 5 pounds a guy has on you, but you're not drained.
Think how much better fighters would be if they didn't have to cut weight. All the energy and all the planning and all the shit they do to get that weight down, they'd be working on more fucking skills. And more conditioning, more cardio, all kinds of shit like
And
that.
last week, just dehydrating your
Just
brain.
killing your fucking self. And again, for two guys that are 180 standing in the cage, like
Yeah.
what the fuck? It's just a stupid charade. Step on the scale before you hop
Oh,
in the cage.
I'd imagine Chandler at least had 10 pounds on Gaethje 15.
They should have the fucking scale outside the cage before you walk in.
That would be scary. People would be cutting, walking into the ring.
No, they won't. You go in there a couple of times, you get lit.
We go back to
fuck
the
up.
old days, man. Fucking open weight.
I mean,
Whatever. You want to fight me? I want to fight
they
you.
should have an open weight.
Man. Like an absolute. BJJ has it.
They should have. Like, it shouldn't just be all fights are, but you should
Hey,
be able to do it
If
you
I can
want.
do it in the video game, I should be able to do
Right.
that shit in real life.
I mean, other combat sports do the absolute, right?
Yeah.
Like, again, it should not be like, oh, this is every division.
I don't know. You'd have to draw the line somewhere. They're like
if
a
they
fucking
want, who's the pound for pound champion?
flyweight versus a
Well,
fucking
it's always
heavyweight.
Don't you volunteer to do
9 out
it?
of
You don't
10,
have to
yeah.
do
9
it.
out of 10 times, it's going to be the heavyweight, right?
But I'm
who-
thinking-
light
who
heavyweight or
is
middleweight?
beating Ngannou that is
But
not
I-
a heavyweight?
But I don't. I
John
can't.
Jones?
Nope.
But it's kind of hard
I'm
to.
going to take John Jones over Francis. Oh, absolutely.
It's kind of hard to vouch for like heavyweights. I mean, pound for pound, yeah, because they're the baddest, they're the biggest, they're the heaviest. But there's no division above heavyweight for them to go test, right?
Super
What
heavyweight.
what's ridiculous? The
You
fact
know, but,
that-
like, if you're-
but also heavyweight division is ridiculous because all these other weight classes, these guys are like the same size. Whereas a heavyweight, you can be 208
Whereas, like,
pounds and fight a guy who's 270.
You look at
pounds.
somebody like Connor, who's won fights in 145, 155, 170. BJ Penn. Connor wasn't champion in welterweight, but he's 2 titles in 2 different divisions. He's won fights in 3
We
different
saw.
weights. That's pound for pound to
okay,
me.
this is lower level, right?
Yeah.
We saw Nick Maximoff
Yeah,
beat a heavyweight. Now there was lower level for sure, but if you have a higher level middleweight fighting a higher level heavyweight, it could happen. It's happened. We saw it in the UFC.
but Cannonier came down from heavyweight, right? He's a
But
middleweight.
the UFC started with Hoyce Gracie beating heavyweights.
But I think that's back before more people got well-rounded too, though.
But they have gotten better though too. You don't think Alex Pereira can fight some heavyweights?
Yeah, I'm sure he could.
He absolutely could.
Yeah.
Is he out of sight? He could fight some heavyweights.
That's because they walk around as heavyweights.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's some truth too. Again, I don't think that UFC should just be no weight classes, but why not have a pound for pound champion that you voluntarily go for it?
Yeah, what's
Like you don't have to do it. They have a BMF. They fucking had a BMF title in front of you. Like it wasn't really shit. This is like I'm the baddest man on the planet.
who's the
That's the real BMF.
the
Usman.
18-year-old kid?
Oh.
Hezbollah.
Usman's a BMF.
Hezbollah Ngannou.
Hasbullah. Hasbullah wins. Get the
Ankle
snap
bite.
down guillotine.
Ankle bite.
Ankle pick.
Yeah, again, I don't think UFC should definitely ever be open weight again, but they should have an open weight division.
So open weight. What about open sex? Men and women fighting each other.
If they want to, that's a terrible idea for the women
No.
to hop on in there. Like they should. Like you're not forced.
Chase Hooper against Valentina Shevchenko.
I think Nunez could beat Chase Hooper.
Yeah, maybe.
I think Amanda
I
Nunes
think
could
so,
beat
too.
Chase Hooper. So again, I don't think anyone should be forced to do this.
Durandamy could probably beat him too.
She's beat a man.
Yeah.
Durandamy,
She's big
a
and
man.
she can box.
In a kickboxing fight. Yeah. This is not to be a mandatory, like, oh, you're 140, it's all 145ers. Like, no. But if somebody wants to do it, why not?
I mean, sure.
It's got to be voluntarily.
I mean, it's a lose-lose for Chase Hooper, though, right? Like,
yeah.
You beat a woman, or you got beat by a woman.
It's a lose or a destruction.
Yeah.
If you lose to her, it's over. You can look bad by beating her, but if you lose to her, it is this devastation. That is over. You are done. Like, you still have a career if you beat her.
Perhaps, right?
Like, you are done if you lose. You're over.
There was also some rumors of John Jones Stipe in September.
Yeah.
Possibly here.
Yeah, in Chicago.
Stipe.
September 30th.
Close to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Where he's from.
I'm down.
I get tickets. I'd
I'm
go
down.
see it.
I'll be there. I'll be there fucking throwing stuff at people.
Yelling at John Jones.
Let's go out.
How long has it been since he's fought now? 3 years?
Calling out Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, and the last couple of fights he had weren't all that spectacular, right?
Whoa, his last fight was Dom Reyes, right? It was right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
It was like the last big. There was a Super Bowl. It was right before the Super Bowl. It was right after the Super Bowl
Close fight.
it was a week after that Super Bowl with the Chiefs. The reason I know this is the Chiefs and the fucking Niners in the Super Bowl, right? Because John Jones the week before was in Miami at all the fucking parties, but the week before he's fighting Dom Reyes. Yeah. So that's why John had a terrible fucking performance in that fight, but he wasn't getting pushed no more. Banana have to do with it.
Jody getting all his boosters.
Getting my banana boosters.
It's a whole different type of shot.
This is Jody's computer.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up this week. We'll see what happens next week. These guys might be too tripping out in the middle of the woods.
You're not in control if you're in the guard. If you learn anything from this podcast, you are not controlling anybody in their guard.
After this podcast, we have no control over what's happening.
That's a fact. That's a prime example of what goes on in here.
So that'll do it. We'll see you next week.
Later.
Peace.
Later.